Hello, you wonderful people. What I'm showing you today, you probably have seen already. This is my site, the Lightfastness database, the color database. Call it what you want. It's called Sun and Colors, and the address is sunandcolors.com. I have a preview now of the newest update that is going live today. This is just a preview that we created so I can show you what is coming with the update beforehand. And there's actually quite a lot. Some things you already know. You have the search bar here, as well as the filters next to them. The filters have changed a little bit. You have the companies where you can choose the companies you want. And as you can see, there aren't as many as you know that there really are, because this is just the preview and all the colors will be added as soon as possible. Then you can choose the medium. Right now we have only watercolors there, but gouache will be added, as well as inks and fountain pen inks, liquid watercolor and watercolor pencils that I own. Then you have the filter for staining colors. This is something new. We didn't have had this before, but you can choose staining, not staining, or semi-staining colors, or all of them. Then you can choose the transparency. You can choose for transparent, semi-transparent, or opaque colors. Also, you have a filter for granulation. This is also new, because I thought that this will increase the user friendliness of the site, so you can choose all the filters you want, or just filter for the colors that you like, the properties that you like in paints, so you can make better decisions. The filters for granulation are not granulating, granulating, semi-granulating. You can choose single pigments or not, or all of them. Then you can choose only light fast colors, so the fugitive ones will be hidden from you. And there's a filter for only vegan colors. Let's say you have chosen several filters and you want to remove all of them. You can, first of all, you have a little sign here where you can see that there are filters active. So if you choose for a color and it doesn't come up, it may be that it's sorted out by the filters. Like if you would look for a phthalo blue, and for not staining colors, the phthalo blue is not included as the search because it's staining. So this sign here shows that there are filters in action, and you can remove all of them by hitting this button, clear all filters, and the filters will be removed. The colors are not in order because I like some chaos in the site, but if you like, you can look for certain color families as yellow. The search bar is pretty nice and the filter is pretty well. And here you can see all the colors that either fall in the yellow category or have a yellow in the name. So a burnt yellow ochre, which is reddish, as you can see here, still would fall into the yellows when you look for that. Of course, you also can look for the pigment, like PG, 50. And you will see which colors have this pigment, and you will have an overview of how the colors look, etc. You can look for all the pigments that you like. Let's say you have found, you also can look for a color name. As we mentioned earlier, sorry for the bar. As we mentioned earlier, there's the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue, and there you can see the phthalo blues. The Blocks blue is a phthalo blue. It's a PB15 column 1 pigment. It's not called phthalo blue. It's in the hidden informations of this color, because we know this pigment belongs to the phthalo blue family. It's the phthalo blue, just with another name. And if you click there, you will see the details for this color. It's the name of the color, it's the line, and the company name. Here you can see the swatch that was made before the Lightfastness test, and here is the swatch that was scanned in after the Lightfastness test, and you can see it has this sun icon to show that it was indeed the tested swatch. In the details you see the pigment number, the medium, which is watercolor, the Lightfastness information, which was taken from the sites of the companies. See, notes means the company has no detailed information on separate colors, but a general information that all the colors they have used are 100% Lightfast. There's the transparency information, which says that the color is transparent. The granulation, which says that the color is not granulating, as we know. This staining information, that this color is indeed staining. And this is also new. There's now binder information. This is also something that I'm taking from the sites of the companies. Now we're back to the overview. The icons here, the menu, this is something you know that we had before. Colors, when you click here, you get back to the color database when you have been on the other side. In the FAQ are frequently asked questions, as well as the answers provided. So you can look up the information that interest you. If you're further down the site, there's a button on the lower right corner when you can get back to the top. There's also the contribute side. Talking about money is something that is very difficult for me, so I'll try. As you know, the site collects no data from you, and we have no ads on the site. It's free of all of these annoying things on the internet, but we still provide a service and information for you that might be helpful for you, and we want to improve, gather more paints, gather more samples, include them into the database because it's a passion of us, and we also want to include more functions over the time, as we did with the filters now. It all takes time, and of course it takes money. If you want to help us out with that, there are several ways to do so. If you want and can help, it's very much appreciated. Thank you. Let's go back to things I'm more comfortable to talk about, and it's this wonderful button that you can click, and there's the dark mode. Let's go back to the colors. There's the dark mode, and in the dark mode you can see that you can switch to the light mode via the sun, and to the dark mode via the moon button, which I find very precious and wonderful. Yeah, sorry, this is something that really amazes me and I love it so much. Some of you prefer a darker background to compare the colors, some of you prefer the lighter background, and now you have an option to choose, which we didn't have before. So this was implemented as well with this update. How to work with this database and why it's useful, I want to mention that once again, because if you're an artist and only work in your sketchbook, Lightfastness might not be as important for you. But if you sell your paintings when they're up on the wall for years maybe, it's more important for you to know how your colors would hold up on the wall. Some of the companies are very precise by the ratings of the colors. Some of them are not. Some colors change very unexpectedly and in just a weird way, and it's best to know your colors and best to know your paints. So this is what this Lightfastness is for, as well as it's just for pigment nerds who want to see swatches of beautiful paints and just want to compare the pigments and how they look in different brands, etc. So you can choose the best palette or the best colors for your palette, for your style of painting. One of the colors that stuck out to me is the Aureline. aureolin. Oh, sorry. And it's a beautiful color. It's really a beautiful color. As you can see, these ones are both PY40, and you can see the huge difference that there is in this pigment alone. This is a hue. It's a wonderful color as well, but this one is actually was tested for light fastness, and before we have seen colors that were light fast in the preview. This one is considered to have a very good light fastness. It has a 2 ASTM rating, but see it is just take a look at the swatches. When this gorgeous yellow changes into this brownish color, it might not be as vibrant and beautiful to look at in your painting. So this is something that you might consider using, while it's probably fine in a sketchbook. The aureolin, by Art Spectrum, and this is something I can show you too, is currently being tested. That means that this swatch is up on my window right now. It will take 4 months for it to be tested, as you can read in the FAQs. I encourage you all to go over to play around to see if the site is helpful or not. If you see any problems with the site, please contact me, write a comment, write me an email, so we can eliminate all the errors and have the site running wonderfully. The icons here, I don't know if I mentioned them, show the medium that it was used. These brushes are all watercolor. There will be drops for liquid watercolor, inks, etc. So yeah, there's a lot to come, and I'm very excited to have presented you this huge project of ours. And yeah, my partner did the programming and the design, while I gathered all the data, which was so much work. And yeah, we're very happy to present you the newest update, the new functions, the new filters. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.